Welcome back to my channel. My name is Erica, the author of the blog The Simple Home Place, and today we are going to be making some soy wax candles and wax melts. To make soy wax candles and wax melts, you only need a few ingredients. So this is the wax blend that I'm using. You'll need a mason jar or a wax melting pot. And then you'll need some essential oils if you choose to do that. You could also use oils that are specifically made for candle making that are going to give you a stronger scent. You'll need some wicks, and then you will need a hot glue gun and some wax melt trays, I guess they are, or molds. And I will have all of these materials and everything linked down below, so you can go ahead and check those out. And then to make our candles, I thrifted some random like little crocks, and I've got some glassware there. You can really use any kind of glass or ceramic dish that you have. Mason jars obviously work really well. I just had found these over the last few months, and I thought they'd be really pretty to use in candle making and gift giving. I also made one that I'm not sharing here out of a little coffee cup, which is super cute. So that's definitely an option. But the first thing we're going to do is glue down our wicks. Now, if you don't have a hot glue gun or don't want to use it, you could also dip the bottom of the wick into some wax. I did not try that. I'm not sure if it sticks super well once you pour the hot wax in, but I have seen other people do that and it seems to work out okay, so you could go ahead and do that. Now, in terms of how many wicks you need per candle, in my research that I did, the general rule of thumb is that for any candle or vessel that is under 3 inches, you only need 1 wick. And then once you get larger than 3 inches, you need another wick per inch. So for example, if you have a 4-inch vessel, you need 2 wicks. If you have a 5-inch vessel, you need 3, and so on and so forth. I will leave a couple of links down below that talk about how many wicks to use. Also, they talk about how to determine how much oil you need if you really want to be calculated with it. It tells you how to figure out how much fragrance oil you need per candle, depending on the size, volume, all of those things. I'm not a candle maker. I'm not an expert, obviously, and I'm going to be showing you how to make these candles by melting the wax in the microwave, which will probably make some actual candle makers cringe. But honestly, this works really well for me. And if you are needing some last minute gift ideas and you don't want to spend a ton of time, this worked out really well. And I've been burning a couple of these candles and they're amazing. So we're just gonna roll with it. And I like simple, and if you're here, you probably do as well. So really quick, I added about 4 cups of the soy wax pellets into my mason jar, and then I microwaved in 1 to 2 minute increments for about 7 minutes in total. The goal is to have the wax be around 180 degrees, which it was when I microwaved it that long in my microwave. And then we're just going to add some essential oils in. So for this particular one, I'm using orange oil and clove oil. You want about 100 to 110 drops of essential oils, and that's going to give you a light scent. Now, these aren't super overpowering, and like I said, they're a really light scent. So if you want a candle that's more true to what you might buy in the store or something similar, you can go ahead and find some fragrance oils that are specifically made for candle making. And I can leave a link down below for that as well if you want to check that out. I've never used them, but you can go ahead and do some research and choose what you'd like to do. You don't have to put any fragrance in them at all if you don't want to, but I chose to do a little bit. And then you saw me there really quickly. I went ahead and rolled the wick around, I think that was a straw. You could do a pencil, a skewer, anything like that, just to keep it upright and straight so that as the wax is cooling down, you know, your wick is nice and straight so you can burn it really easily. And then I went ahead and put the rest of the wax into those wax melts. And those don't take as long to harden. I would say a few hours, but for the candles and the wax melts, I like to leave them for, you know, overnight or for a couple of days, specifically for the candles. But yeah, you just want to make sure that they have set up really nicely before you go ahead and use them. So here is the next day. I've got my candle, I've got my wax melts, and we're just gonna go ahead and pop all of those wax melts out of the molds. And you can see that I was a little bit sloppy with pouring these, but as you pop them out, they come out really nice and square, which I was a little bit worried about, but they turned out totally fine. And I'm going to package these wax melts into these cute little bags that I made, and I'm actually gonna have a video on that after this video. It'll probably come out pretty close to after this video. So stay tuned for that if you want another cute little idea on how to package up those wax melts. But then we're just going to take out all of the pencils and skewers and everything and trim our wicks down to, I don't know. Again, I'm not a candle maker, but trim it down so, you know, you've got half an inch sticking out, whatever. If you've burned candles, you know. But here are all of our candles. They are beautiful. I kept one and I'm gifting a couple of them. I had made some other ones just as tests, and so I am going to be gifting those as well. And then we've got our wax melts, and honestly, they turned out so beautifully, and the wax that I used was really, really easy to work with. It worked well melting it in the microwave, obviously. There are other ways you can do it in a double broiler as well. And again, I have a blog post on this where I go through all of that, so if you want to check it out, go ahead and click the link down below. But thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.